Hey guys, let's talk about something small. You know what I'm saying, right? So let's talk about a spline. When we say a spline, what does it really mean? So think of it like a spline could be a part, or let's say a blueprint. When I say a blueprint, all of us know what blueprint is. If you don't know what blueprint is, think of it like a roadmap. When I say roadmap, it could simply means a guide that directs you to maybe a particular destination. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like a Google map. Maybe you are going somewhere, so you need a direction to the place. So what you need to do is you need to follow the map to get to your destination. That's all. So in this lesson, the spline is just a pathway that animation will follow. So we are going to do animation along a spline or aligned to a spline. But it's all about spline. So the spline could be any part. It could be circular, it could be rectangular, it could be any zigzag, yeah, any logology shape. Yeah. So what we are going to do today is we are going to animate our object. It could be a text, it could be a shape, it could be anything. So you are going to animate the object, the text, or the shape to follow the path, to follow the spline, to follow the direction we are going to give it. So we are controlling it this time. So let's not waste much time. Let's go into our software. You know how we do it, right? So like I said before, we are going to do something very quickly. So let's get to our software. So we do something very simple. So we are on our software at the moment, and I want us to do something simple. So let's type. You can use any text, but I'm going for tutorial. So this is my tutorial. So I'm gonna change my font style. So let's do something simple. I'm going for a text called Russo one. So I give it a depth. I give it a depth. You can all see. So this is my depth. Let's do something very. I think 30 should be okay for me. So that's it. All right. So now what we need to do is to get our spline. Like we said initially, the spline is what our text is going to follow. So let's start with the basic shapes. So let's go with circle. Then maybe from there we go with maybe a square. So let's go to menu bar, select our circle. Then we need to make it bigger than our we need to make the circle bigger than the text. So I have my circle as big as possible. Also, the position of the circle is on the XY plane. So as you can see, I want it to sit on the same level or on the same base with our text. So we need to change the plane from XY to let's do Z exit. So XZ is on the ground level. So as you can see, my circle is lying just by my text or just on the same line by my text or as my text. So that is it. That's what I'm showing you. So let's continue. Right, so in this case, what we need to do is you can see the circle is part or it's a spline now. So what we need to do is we select our more text, our tutorial. It's in the middle or it's centered, right? All right, so let's continue. All you need to do next is we select our text, our more text. You right click, then you go to animation tags. So under the animation tags, that's where you see align to spline, align to path, then others as well. So in this case, we are going for align to spline. So that is what we are talking about. So align to spline. So it's as you can see, let me do undo. Let me go back. So if you look at our mode text, the layer, you can see that there's nothing there. But if I apply the animation tag to the mode text, you see that there will be an icon by it. So look at where I'm pointing the mouse right now, this area. So right click animation tags, then align to spline. So you can see that the tag has been added to our mode text. So in this case, we have if you click on the tag, we have the basic options. We have the tag options as well. So if you check the attribute manager, that's where you see all of this that I'm talking about. So if you click on the tag, then you come to the attribute manager. Then there you see spline path. So the spline path is where we are going to drag our spline to that option over there. So in this case, our spline is a circle. As you can see, it's on top of the mode text. So I pick my circle, drag and drop into the spline path under the mode text tag. Understand what I'm saying? So it's very simple. Maybe I don't know if maybe the words I'm using, but it's very simple. So as you can see, when I applied the circle as the spline, the text has moved from the center to one part or to one to the edge of the circle. So let me go back so you see. So as you can see, the I've gone back. So that is what I just want you to understand what I'm saying. So you select your mode text. I'm just going step by step so all of us can follow, all of us can learn. So it's very simple. You select your text, you right click, then you go to animation tag, then you select align to spline. So the tag options will be added um, to the layer, to the text layer. So if you click on the tag, then you come to your attribute manager at the bottom right corner. So that is where you see align to spline. That's under the tag. We have basic. So the basic is we have basic properties where you can see icon settings and name, layer, and all of that. But we are working under the tag. So you select your tag. Then the first option is spline path. So that is where we are doing all the magic. So at the moment, look at where the what's the name? Where our text is centered in our scene. So let me apply the tag so we see if it will change. So I pick my circle, drag and drop to the spline path, then automatically it moves the text from the center to the edge of the circle. So that is where our text is going to start rotating or start moving from. That is why it is there. So right now, what you are seeing is the tag. The tag has been applied to the text. That's why it's like this. It's very simple. So someone will say, how do we do the animation? Or how does it move? That's a very important question. So that one too is very simple. Everything we do here is very simple. Basic steps for each and every one of us to follow. So how does it move? So let's continue. So with the moving, you scroll down. You scroll down in your attribute manager under the tag. You scroll down, then you see position, position. So you can see the first option is tangential. That is one. The second option is position. That is what we are going for. So you can see the position is 0 at the moment. If you move this cursor here from the 0 to the, let's say, 100, 100 is the maximum number. So it will come back to the original position. So that is the movement. So we are animating our text to follow the circle. That is the path. So that is one thing. So for you to make this flow or make this move without you manipulating it, you need to keyframe it. So for you to do that, that one too is very simple. So you come to your timeline, then timeline slider. Maybe let's say we want it to start from 0. So we move our slider to 0. Then we come to the position, we keyframe by pressing on it once. So if you press on it once, it will record at 0. So we've recorded at animation at 0. So when it gets to 30, it should go 360. Move the time slider from 0 to 30. Then we go back to our position. Then we move it to 100. Then we click on the position icon again. So now let's go back and see what we have. Let's go back and see what we have. So as you can see, it's moving on its own because I recorded the animation or the movements. So that is as simple as that. It's not that difficult. This is animation along a spline. So let's try different paths. Then you see this one is circle. So as it rotates, let's stop it and go back. So we have our circle. Let's go in for a different shape, something more complex. Okay, let's go in for this one is called star. So we've selected our star. Let's scale it up a bit so we can have it as big as possible. So I've scaled it up. We need to do so as you can see, it's I want it to be on the base, like I want it to sit on the base. So like we did for the circle, we are going to do the same thing. We go in for plane, then we choose XZ, then it will lie down like this. So we have our star on the base, or we have our star at the bottom. It's lying flat. We are moving on to the text. Right click, then go to animation tags as we did for the other one. So you go to align to spline, then you come to the settings. So under the settings, what you need to do is you go to the tangential, then you do you come back to the position as well. You move your time slider to 0. You keyframe, then you move to any other number. Then you push the position to the end, at the end of the position, that's 100. Then you keyframe again. So this is what you get. Let's play it and see. So as you can see, this is what we have gotten at the moment. This is what we just did. So guys, you see, it's very simple. Like I always say, working in Cinema 4D is just a matter of knowing the fundamentals, knowing the basics, and with that you can do a whole lot of things when it comes to Cinema 4D. So just make sure you have enough time, just understand what you are doing, then you do a lot of things. Like, so this brings us to the end of the lesson. I hope you have learned something, right? So what you are seeing on your screen is what we did for today, and I think it's looking good. It's amazing. When you have time, just play around with the settings, then come up with something creative. You understand what I'm saying? That's it, right? Yapon. Say your yeah. So Yapon.